Yeah, what do you think of Dawntrail?
This might be controversial, but
Here we
I
go.
really like the.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, the first part, a very slice of life kind of like episode. I really like that.
Okay.
It's just like, dude, I watch slice of life animes, man. That's my kind of genre, so I'm kind of like vibe with the first part more, and then the middle they fall off a little bit for me, and then the last part kick in the guts, I would say. So it's kind of like a roller coaster for me, yeah.
I recorded all of my MSQ, like did all my MSQ through stream, and I recorded everything, and I went back and you don't fight anything. You don't fight anything in Dawntrail until 3 hours into the MSQ. And to me, I was like, that is almost unacceptable. Because like, this is a video game. And a lot of times through Dawntrail, I just kept asking myself, like, where is the video game part of this expansion? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chocobo Radio episode number 30. I'm Alpaca, and today we have a very, very special guest joining us. He's a streamer, editor, and YouTuber who has absolutely blown up in the 14 YouTube community. In just 1 year, his channel has gained an impressive 2 million views, and he's quickly becoming one of the fastest growing channels in 14 history. So say hello to one of the most visually appealing editors in the Final Fantasy XIV community. Umbral, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hello.
So I think really great, man. Yeah, so I think really where I want to start is just by asking you, you know, this game full of cat girls, Final Fantasy XIV, how did you get started into it?
Man, that's a long story, I'm not gonna lie.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah. You know, okay, funny story. I tried 14 before, like before I like get into it. And then that was like my first time and I didn't click with a game. And then, you know, when like pandemic happens, like I get more free time, right? And then like I get into this game and, you know, the rest is history, you know. And I think it's like, at that time it's probably like 5.55 or 5.58, something like that. So yeah, you could call me as like Endwalker baby as well.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the same. Like that's the same way that happened with me. It was over the pandemic, and I think for me, I remember hearing about this really big WoW creator streamer called MMORPG, and I remember seeing like all of these news stories about this like WoW streamer coming into this 14 anime game, and I was just like, I wonder what this is. So I wasn't like a Asmongold like watcher or anything like that, but I think because of all of the hype, I was like, you know what, let me try this game out. Because like I've played other Final Fantasy games before. Like I think 7 was like my big introduction into Final Fantasy. So once I was like, you know what, I need a new game to play. Because I always like to have like a main game, you know, like a game that you just play like.
Same here.
And I was just looking for something, and I came across, you know, 14, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play through it. And I remember playing through A Realm Reborn, and I just hated it. Like, I could not get through it. So I guess really my next question to you is, like, what do you think was the moment where the game actually, like, clicked with you? Or, like, when did it stick?
When is it sick?
Yeah,
I would say. Sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The moment when it clicked is probably like when the story is picking up, I would say, because like you know, I'm sorry for this, but I skipped AR. Yeah, and I started reading the story since Heavensward onward. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, Realm Reborn just doesn't like do it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I mean, so I've had this video in my mind for over maybe like half a year already, where the title is going to be Final Fantasy XIV, the hardest game to recommend. because like it's I've had a few friends that I've tried to get into the game, and I don't really know anyone personally. I don't know anyone personally that plays this game, because like everyone that has tried it has like they just could never make it through A Realm Reborn. And I feel like this is an issue that the game has had for a little while, and it's going to become like an even bigger problem going forward, because Yoshi P has already said we're going to get another 10 years of content. So it's like, at what point is it too much to ask a new player to play through A Realm Reborn, to play through Heavensward, to play through like 500 hours of a video game to get to end game content?
True.
It's just I don't know if there is a solution to that, but I'm just curious as to like how do you see this like discussion? Like, do you think new players should start from Dawntrail? Should they start at Shadowbringers when like it objectively gets good? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm like on the fence about like story skip as well, because like, you know, MSQ speaking, right? If you like skip some part, even like some part of it, it's kind of like you have missed a piece of a puzzle. Because like I know from my experience as well, because like I skipped Realm Reborn, right? So some part of the MSQ, I'm kind of like, wait, what is this about? You know? Yeah. So sometimes like the piece of like lore is kind of critical to like the overall enjoyment of the story. Yeah, but if like is story skip is an options, I'm not sure, but I feel at the moment Dawntrail would be a good starting point, I would say. Yeah, even though like they kind of like don't know like who Zion is, but if it's a new saga, I think that's a good like, you know, starting point.
I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. The thing about these like developers and Yoshi P is that I think at the end of the day they always tend to make like the right call for things. So I'm sure this has been something on Yoshi P's mind for a very long time, and I guess only time will tell. I sometimes wish they could just like condense the entire Heidelin Zodiac arc like into like one giant self-contained MSQ. Like I don't know how that's gonna work logistically, but I think like that might be the only way to do it, like to make it a solo player experience. Because I mean, I don't know if you played through ARR recently, but imagine trying to get queued up for like Armvel as like a new player. Like you would have to wait so long just to like even have a great matchup, because that was my experience playing through, you know, Heavensward and Stormblood as a DPS. I would wait 20-30 minutes for a queue just to do a dungeon, and I think that was also one of the reasons as to like what made going through ARR so painful, is that every time I got to a dungeon or a trial and I wanted to do it with other people, you would have to wait 20-25 minutes just to get queued. And that's why I think like I think the trust system, or like the duty support system, I think that is like a good stepping stone. But I feel like if they just made it into like just one giant solo experience, maybe that's that way they could do it. But I don't know, it's tough.
Yeah, I would say like trust is a good system that they put into the game, because like you know, not all the role have like you know, depends on the role that you play. The queue time is gonna be like very drastically different, right?
Yeah. I mean that was like the reason why I played as a tank, because tanks tend to get like a quicker queue. Like
I know like some people like play Sage just because they can be like healer DPS, you know, with a shorter queue time.
Yeah, I love Sage. Sage is my favorite healer. I think it's the best healer, but that's a discussion for another time. So I think we're, you know, we talked a little bit about Dawntrail, and you know, for everyone in the chat, you know, Dawntrail spoilers, we're gonna go into everything. But I guess really where I want to start is just by asking, like, how would you rate it? Like, I know that's very difficult because MSQ, like a new expansion, has so much content and there's so much to like even just talk about. But I guess really, if you were just like do like an overview of all of Dawntrail, like how do you think it's been going for you?
Sorry, I think the connection is cut off there.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of Dawntrail?
For MSQ part, right?
Sure. Yeah, we'll start there.
Okay. This might be controversial, but I really like the.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, the first part, the like a very slice of life kind of like episode. I really like that.
Okay.
It's just like, dude, I watch slice of life animes, man. Yeah, that's my kind of genre. So I'm kind of like vibe with the first part more. And then the middle they fall off a little bit for me, and then the last part it's a kick in the guts, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a roller coaster for me. Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit different with from you, just because. So I went into Dawntrail, open mind. I was thinking to myself, this is gonna be a very laid back, relaxed MSQ expansion. I am okay with that. I think for me, what I had the most issues with is that it felt like this expansion, this MSQ was not as combat heavy as I wanted it to be. Like I recorded all of my MSQ, like did all my MSQ through stream, and I recorded everything, and I went back and you don't fight anything. You don't fight anything in Dawntrail until 3 hours into the MSQ. And to me, I was like, that is almost unacceptable. Because like this is a video game, and a lot of times through Dawntrail, I just kept asking myself, like, where is the video game part of this expansion? Like I understand that a lot of people tend to see 14 as this like visual novel, and that is totally fine. I have no issues. I thought the story was great. I thought as soon as you hit Shaloni, and as soon as that freaking orb comes out, I was like, this is one of the best expansions ever. But as someone with like an ADHD brain that grew up playing a lot of like Call of Duty Zombies, I'm just like, I if I have to talk to another NPC, I'm gonna shut this game off. And it feels like that was my biggest complaint with the MSQ. It was just like this overall lack of gameplay. Because like for the MSQ, like what is it that you're actually doing when you're playing MSQ? You start a quest by talking to a person, you then talk to like 2 or 3 NPCs, and then you turn in the quest. You start a new quest, you click on like a flashy thing, and you wait 5 seconds, and then you turn in a quest. And it's just like 14 has so much that you can do in like the entire scope of the game. And it just feels that the MSQ, like it just felt like there wasn't any sort of gameplay in it. And I think that for me was like my biggest complaint. I thought the story was great. I thought the story was fine. If it were up to me, I probably would have cut a little bit of like the whole sequence with Wukulmot becoming like a leader. I thought that kind of went a little long, but I feel like as soon as you hit Solution 9, the MSQ just took off running, and it was great. But it was just this like lack of gameplay, lack of actually fighting or doing something in the game, that to me, I was like, I can understand why a lot of people don't like this expansion, because you're not really doing much. You're just really talking from one NPC to another until you eventually get to a dungeon. And the thing is, like, the dungeons in this expansion work so freaking crazy. Like, have you done the level 100 dungeon that you do after MSQ, where it's like you're like in a carnival circus thing? That is the best dungeon in the entire game.
I love that.
I don't care what anyone says. That was fucking awesome. Where you're just like running through this carnival, and there's like visually it is amazing. Musically, the song like Soken freaking just cooked on all of the songs. Everything was great. But when you're actually doing MSQ, it's just like
it's a whiplash, right?
Yeah, it's just like there's just so much potential. And like I said, I don't think this is like a story issue. I feel like this is more of a gameplay issue. Like, what is it that you're actually doing in this video game? And you know, I was talking to my chat the other day, and I was saying 14 has they know how to make a really, really good foundation. There's a lot of parts of this game that are really solid, but a lot of it does feel kind of empty, especially in the overworld, because like unless you are going and gathering, unless you're doing like fates, you don't really do much in the overworld. And it just seems like such a shame, because they build these like really, really beautiful places
I do feel the same way.
To explore, but there really isn't a point to exploring. And I feel like that is what they need to focus on the next expansions. They need to start building up on this overworld, because all of your combat, all of your fighting are just done in raids and dungeons. And it's just like, there's a lot more to the video game than just raids and dungeons.
Yeah. And I do feel the same way about like the open world stuff, because like, you know, like all these areas that they created, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I really love Shaloni. And I wish like there's something more than like Fate and like just gathering to like do there, right?
Yeah, I sometimes, and I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I sometimes feel that every single dungeon, the very first time that you do a dungeon, I feel like it should be done in like a solo experience. Because if they did that, they can just wrap the story around the dungeon. Because like it just seems to me like a shame that like I said, like that carnival dungeon, it would have been awesome if we were actually in there talking to NPCs, talking to like other things while all this shit is going down. Because like it's not like if they make it into a solo experience, it's not like we're not gonna do it in like with other people in multiplayer, because every single time we're gonna be leveling up a new job, we're going to be in the roulette, and we're eventually going to be doing all of these dungeons. We're going to be doing them all over again, grinding them out to level up or to get loot. So I feel like if they, at the very least, the very first time, if they could just wrap the story around it, because we've already seen this a little bit in Endwalker and a little bit in Dawntrail, where they use the dungeons as like a quest. And I feel that if they could just wrap it around it, they could add voice acting into the dungeons. That would be a way better experience.
Yeah, I think that's actually like a great idea, because like, you know, you could cut down a lot of like conversation between like NPC and like, you know, the amount of like speech bubble that you have to like go through in the MSQ. That would cut a lot of like those running around the town to like talk to like different persons. Yeah, you could like cram it into like a dungeon experience. Yeah.
Is 14 your first MMO?
Not like my first MMO, but my first MMO to like I really get invested in.
Yeah. Because like you know, this was my first MMO, and I guess really my question is like, what is it that other MMOs are doing when it comes to like gameplay that you think 14 could just like take inspiration from?
For personally, I really like skill tree in WoW.
Oh,
even though it's like in, you know, illusions of choice.
Yeah.
But I really like, you know, fuck around basically.
I think I kind of agree. Like being able to like have your own build for your character, I think that would be that would be a good way to do it too. Because I don't know, it just kind of Maybe it's just me, but it's just a little boring that pretty much everybody has the same class and everybody plays the class the same, and it's just like maybe just having like a little bit more customization could be interesting. I don't know. Like I think for me, my and this I don't think this will ever happen, but for me, I've always wanted them to make materia into actual spells, actual summons. Like maybe I just played too much 7 remake, but wouldn't it be cool to have like a fire material you could like cast fire and like burn
that's
them,
actually like a very good idea. Like
cast like an ice and like slow them down. Like I don't know, like maybe they could do something with that, like adding status effects where you like have like burns or like slows. Because I mean, we kind of already have that in this game. It's called a dot. You know, a dot is kind of like a burn or like a bleed. So I don't know, maybe something like that could make this game a little bit more engaging, a little bit more interesting. But I don't know, like I think the biggest issue with Dawntrail that I had is that while I love the story, I felt that the actual gameplay just felt like the same that we've always had for the last 10 years. I think this game has been going on. And I don't know how much longer they can keep that going.
Yeah, true. I mean, like from sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
Okay, like from our perspective, right, as a player, our kit, like our job, mechanic, it's kind of like similar, right? Except like some of the class that like drastically changes, like Dragoon or like Astro. Like from our perspective, it's the same, but the fight mechanic is, I would say, it's kind of ramp up in terms of like design and difficulty. Yeah, or maybe like return back to like before Endwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also like go back to like the skill tree. They don't have to like really like go crazy on like making like legit skill tree. I would say that Astro, Nocturnal Sect, and Diurnal Sect, that is already enough for me, I would say.
Yeah.
I miss Sect, man. I won't forgive them to like remove that from the game. I'm gonna be honest here. I really love Nocturnal Sect.
What did you think? So because I like I said, I'm not the biggest healer in this game, but I've always heard that Astro was gonna get a rework. Did that actually happen yet? And what did you think of Astro's rework?
My experience on Astro is not that in depth, I would say, because like I'm a casual Astro player.
Yeah.
But I would say that the changes that they made kind of like a blend between Endwalker and Stormblood, I would say, because like each card right now kind of have like different effects, but not that drastically like back in Stormblood. Because like back then you need to like fish for balance on and damage card, right? From what I heard, I saw it in Shadowbringer. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I feel about Astro. But in terms of like busyness, I feel like it's can be busy. I think because like they also like have a light speed chain as well. Yeah, which is a spell that like make all your spell into an instant cast for like I don't know 15 seconds, and they have 2 charges. Yeah, so it's kind of like the mobilities for Astro is crazy right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other than that, so like I said, like I think overall, I think Dawntrail is a good expansion. Like I don't think it's bad at all. Like I know there's people that were saying that this is like Stormblood 2.0. This is Dawntrail. Like I don't agree with that. I do think like they could probably like cut a lot of filler from Dawntrail. I think it was just a little too long for my liking. But I think for me, that's just more of this idea. Like I know that 14 is a long game. I know that, but at the same time, and maybe this is just me, but if a cutscene is not voiced, to me, that just kind of means is not really that important. And I play through games like Baldur's Gate 3 where they just have everything voiced, and I'm just thinking to myself like this game needs way more voice acting. Like this game a lot of it is very like if you're playing solo, there's like hardly any voice acting in this game if you're not playing through MSQ. And like I know it's not a big deal, but sometimes I just wish that I can go into a town and just like have a conversation with someone. And I feel like that is like another thing that I really, really want in this game, is to have like these dialogue trees where you can actually, you know, meet someone and talk to them and have like different options. Because, you know, they already give us a little bit of that. And I feel like Dawntrail had the most of these like options for you to like respond to. I feel like Dawntrail had the most of that. And I feel like we're just so close, you know, we're just so close just to like add a little bit more of that and just like add dialogue trees that make a conversation go one way or another. I feel like that's another thing that I kind of want to see in this game.
Yeah, like put more RPG aspect into the game, right?
Yeah, this is an MMORPG. Yoshi, where is my RPG?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that is another thing that I've been wanting for a while, but also I feel like this game needs to give us like more choices when we play, because I think that was like one of the things that I loved about Baldur's Gate 3 is that you had so many different choices of like how to beat a quest line. You had like options of whether to like fight a boss or just like talk your way through it. Like I feel like there's so much potential with this game. Like the foundation is I just got kicked for inactivity. Like I feel like there's so much potential that we have, and the foundation is really, really good. I do think we need to have like a bit of a shorter MSQ, but I feel like the way that they can sort of get around this is by giving us and I know this will never happen, but I sometimes kind of wish we had 3 MSQ quests, right? You have a tank one, you have a healer one, and you have a DPS one. I think it is time for that, because
that would be cool.
This way, they can have, you know, different stories, probably different stories in different areas, but it can also mitigate that issue that we have in a lot of like cutscenes where our warrior of light is just standing there doing nothing. And for the people in chat who don't know why they do that, is because, you know, you could have like a Lalafell and you could have like a Hrothgar, and in a cutscene, like it would be so difficult to like have like them do different things. I feel like this way, you know, they could just like cater to like a different set of stories, and they could just make it so much more interesting. I don't know, like I know it probably won't ever happen, but I kind of just want it to happen.
Yeah, if that's happened, well, that would be cool too. But you know, like, it's maybe hard because, like, you know, it's still like MMORPG, like at the end of the day, right? They can't go full on like Baldur's Gate out, in my opinion.
As much as I want to, you know. I don't know, like that. I think my other favorite part. I know we're talking too much about Baldur's Gate, but my favorite part about Baldur's Gate is that you had like co-op through the entire storyline. Like that would be so cool in this game. Like I remember playing through Heavensward and Stormblood with like one of my friends that I have over Discord, and we were playing it together. And it kind of sucked how there is no quest sync in this game. So if you're ever doing like any sort of co-op, like doing MSQ with like a friend, you always have to disband your party at some point. And it's just like, this game is just like, Final Fantasy games are known to like have a party, and it just feels like we don't really have a party in this game. Like sure, we have it in dungeons and trials, but other than that, we don't really have a party. So maybe they could also do something like that. Give us like an NPC crew of like 3 other people that, you know, talk, and that we could have a little bit more voice acting in the game. That would be cool.
I do agree on like the voice acting. Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, like this game has a really, really solid foundation. It's just, I feel like they just need to like put a little bit more into it. And I feel like that is why a lot of people didn't like Dawntrail.
Because like, you know, like the voice acting, like they did really good jobs for like voice acting for this game, like the cast. But you know, like the amounts of like voice acting, it's actually like pretty low, I would say. Like the amount of cutscene that's like actually voice.
Yeah. And you know, maybe having like a shorter MSQ but everything voiced, that could be interesting. You know, because they already have hours worth of voice acting. It's just to like shorten MSQ a little bit, I would say.
Yeah. So it's like more concise, right?
Yeah. What are your what are your thoughts on post Dawntrail? Like where do you want to see the story going? Yeah, we'll start there. Like where do you want to see like the story going in post Dawntrail?
That's actually a hard question.
Because like, so at the very end, I don't know if people in chat remember this, but at the very end they like showed like a blank screen with Fiend's crown. So I'm guessing that's gonna have to do something with the story.
Maybe that's like, you know, like the bad bread crumb that they said in some interview, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's if like the player like this kind of like story, they might like go on like build on this, and maybe like if the player doesn't like it, maybe like they change the directions.
Yeah.
And you know, like the reviews of Dawntrail right now is kind of mixed, so I'm like not sure like which way they want to go.
I looked at Metacritic, and Dawntrail is sitting at like 73, which is kind of low considering that Endwalker was like at 92, Shadowbringers was like at 90. So I wonder what's going on in the dev team in the office right now. We, you know, eventually probably like 7 or probably like in 0.4 0.5 we're gonna get Beastmaster. I'm just wondering like where do you like how do you want Beastmaster to play?
Maybe like not sure if you like play Octopath Traveler 2 or not. Have you played it?
I've heard of it.
So maybe like they could like do it like that game, because like it's actually like called Beastmaster in the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but it's kind of like it's play kind of like Blue Mage, so I'm not sure like how they're gonna do it, because like basically what Beastmaster in Octopath Traveler 2, right? It's actually like you caught the monster and you can like summon the monster, and like it's kind of like do its own attack. So it's kind of like Blue Mage with an extra step, so they might not go on to that route. But
yeah,
I think like the basic of it would be like capturing monster.
Yeah,
maybe like we will have like Pokemon mode, maybe.
That's exactly what I want. I just give me a Pokemon clone. You know, let me go out there and catch them all. That's what I want to do. Because like I said,
like, be like a fun mini game.
I just want more stuff to do in the overworld, and I feel like that is a good thing to do. I'm surprised that we don't have like some sort of like photographing mini game where you just go and like take a photo of like each mob, you know, and have like a book, and you just have to like get them all. Like there's like a lot that they can do with Beastmaster. Did you play Blue Mage a lot? Like, were you a big Blue Mage guy?
I just leveled them and never touch it again.
yeah, because like it's like the only time I ever really touched Blue Mage is for like farming.
Fade, right?
Fade, so I don't know. Like I really hope they come up with like some more interesting things to do, because I don't want another Blue Mage, you know. So we'll see.
That's my take as well.
We had Island Sanctuary in Endwalker. I kind of enjoyed my time with it. I thought there was like a lot more they could have done, but I thought it was okay. What did you think of Island Sanctuary?
I was very hyped as a casual myself. Yeah, but then like the gameplay of Island Sanctuary just doesn't got it for me, because like it's kind of like, you know, it's like, you know, just click the notes and like repeat. So it's not like not my ideal kind of gameplay. Because like I thought it was gonna be like farming simulator basically. Like
I sometimes just like think I don't know, because I remember at the time a lot of people were, you know, comparing it to Animal Crossing, and I remember a lot of the devs were like, no, this is an Animal Crossing, don't go into it, think like that. But I feel like the biggest issue that I had with Island Sanctuary is that it was too solo. You know, like you couldn't even bring a friend to like gather with you. And I feel like that was like the biggest issue, because like I don't think it was bad for them to include a solo sort of game mode. I feel that the fact that they made it too solo was one of the issues that I had with it.
Yeah, if like there's some like co-op element that would like, you know, change things up a bit more.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Maybe,
you
like,
know, they're
because like new game mode, right? Yep.
They're adding like a new one, right? That's like the moon
Cosmic Exploration something. I'm not sure the name, but something cosmic.
The funny thing is, like, I'm really hyped about that too. So
yeah, I'm hyped about that too.
See. We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah. But you know, we can like have our hopes up high, you know.
Yeah. I know. Maybe if they like add NPCs, maybe it'll be a little bit more like Animal Crossing.
Maybe.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but I think like it's probably gonna be like maybe like not Diadem or like Ishgard Restoration, maybe something along that line.
Yeah,
that's my like guess.
It does look like they're gonna. This is really like a game mode for crafting and gatherers. So I'm interested to see it, because I did a lot of crafting like through like Heavensward, and I was in Diadem a lot. I thought it was fun, but after a while I kind of stopped crafting and I haven't gone back. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Dawntrail also gave us 2 new classes, Pictomancer and Viper. I'm just curious, what do you think is the better class? Which one do you prefer?
A better class? I'm not sure.
Because like Picto. Yeah.
Oh, you like Pictos? I see. Because like I haven't leveled Picto yet. I'm leveling Viper right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I like Viper.
Okay.
But after the changes that they do, like before 7, it's kind of like okay.
Yeah.
Something has changed. I mean, it's not that drastic, I would say, but it's like it affects Viper gameplay in a way that I didn't anticipate it. Yeah, because like they removed the dot.
That's true. Yep. I played through the Extreme Trials with Viper, because that was like what I played MSQ with, and I think Viper is in a good spot right now. I don't know, something about Picto really intrigued me, because I feel like it's one of those, it's such a different class that it doesn't feel, it feels like a completely different class. Whereas like Viper just sort of felt like it was wearing like a Reaper hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a very fast like burst window, right?
Yeah, which is fine. You know, like I thought I think Viper's fun, but like between the two, I think Picto was just more interesting to me.
Yeah, I would say that like Reaper and Viper kind of have the same problem like Scholar and Sage right now. Yeah, it's kind of like a same job but not. Yeah, kind of like that. And I heard that a lot of like people like Picto as well, because I've heard from other players that how unrestrictive Picto feel. So I'm not sure like is that the case? Because like that's what I've heard. Yeah.
I think no, I think Picto is like in a really good spot right now. I will say Picto does feel really OP. Like the amount of damage that you're putting out is crazy. But overall, I really hope they don't change Picto a lot, because I think it's in a good spot right now.
I see.
But yeah.
Yeah, like compared to Black Mage, right?
Yeah. That's a whole another conversation right there.
Yeah.
I did want to switch gears here and talk a little bit about your content creation career, because you know, you are on the road to 8K subs, and I have to say, I was shocked, because the first thing that I did was I went to your channel, and I remember watching like one of your videos, and I was like, holy crap, this is one of the best looking videos that I have ever seen. And
Thank
I
you.
went to your channel thinking you would have like 10 years of videos that you've been like creating and making. And when I saw that your first video was like about a year ago, I was like,
Yeah.
no way. So I guess really where I wanted to ask you is like, where did you learn to edit videos? Because it does look professionally made. Even like your very first video. Like, so where did your editing career even start?
First of all, thank you. For the editing, I'm kind of like, like making video from like probably like when I was like primary school, I would say. Wow. Yeah, but like it's like, just like doing my own stuff, not like publishing on like YouTube. Just for friends to like watch, I was that kid that edit montage, like cut montage for fun. Yeah, like put on some like like EDM music over like my gameplay and chat with my friend, and I'm like, shit's crazy, dude. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my experience with it.
Okay, that's cool.
So I'm kind of like involved in like editing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much? Like how much? How important is subscriber count to you?
I would be lying if I say that it doesn't affect me. It does affect me like mentally.
Yeah.
But like I'm trying not to like get the subscriber count onto my onto my head that much, because like it's kind of like mess with your head sometime, right?
Yeah.
Like to see like it's go up and down. Especially with the analytic as well.
Yeah. That's true. I can see that because
But I would say that like sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I would say that like subscriber count is kind of like important as a content creator, because like it's like a thing that you can see and thing that you can measure.
Yeah.
To like like see like how much you grow, like how does like the way that you do content is kind of like in the right way or not, does it like work, or you have to like change things a little bit here and there. Yeah, so the number does like affects and like kind of like change like how I do things from time to time. Yeah.
What made you want to make videos for 14? You had the option of every other video game you ever played. Why 14?
It because of G-Post and how dude, I'm like G-Post is a very powerful tool, let me tell you.
Yeah,
it is. Like I don't know, I just love G-Post, man.
Especially when you have Brio. It's endless.
With additional tool. Yeah. It's crazy how much like G-Post can do. Yeah.
So I'm curious, like what type of editor are you? Like, are you the type who's up 2-3 a.m. in the morning editing videos, or are you kind of just like one of those chill editors that are doing it during the day? Like, when are you typically editing videos?
I would say daytime. I'm not a night owl by nature. If I can, I want to wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just can't do it. But I'm a morning person. Yeah, so I work in the day.
Yeah.
Because like working at nighttime feel weird for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I would say like the most creative I can be is usually like at like early in the morning or like late in the evening. Yeah, that's when like my brain kind of like kicks in. Yeah.
So like I guess my next question for you is like when you think of your channel, when you think of like all the growth you've made, what is like the I guess like your 5-year plan? Like how far do you want to take like this editing career? Like, is becoming like an influencer, quote unquote, like the goal? Becoming like a full-time content creator streamer, like the goal? Like where do you see your channel going?
like if I can go full time with it, that would be awesome, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, the ultimate goal is obviously to be at the media tour, you know. But that's like that's a big dream. But like, yeah,
I've always
one
said,
can dream, right?
Yeah, I've always
Yeah.
said like my dream is to run the 14 TikTok account for NA. Because
Whoa.
there is no NA TikTok account for 14. We have a JP
there's
one.
Actually, like no one.
There is, yeah. I was surprised by it too. So I was like, damn, like if I could run like even just like a social media channel for like a video game company, to me that would be like the end goal. Because I started on TikTok, like that was like that was like where I broke through. And at some point I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start uploading all of my videos on YouTube because I'm already making them. You know, I may as well do that. But I did notice that there was a lack of Umbral TikTok content. So I'm just wondering, like, is that on purpose? Do you not like TikTok? What's going on with that?
I don't use TikTok a lot because, like, you know, like the cultures behind the app are kind of like not my thing, I would say. And also like I'm trying to like not spread myself too thin, you know, because like my focus is right now is YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like trying to like focus on like the thing that I can manage first.
Gotcha. No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
How do you like? Do you do like anything like to promote your videos? Do you like post them on like Reddit or anything like that? Like, because I've noticed like even like your first couple videos got like a few like 10,000 views, and I'm just like,
yeah.
How did you grow so fast?
My first video I actually post on Reddit. And I'm not sure like if it does it get upvoted. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think I deleted that already. Yeah. It's like back then. Yeah, but contributed to my growth is actually like the shorts.
Yeah.
Because like I did like 30 days daily shorts for like a month, right? Yeah. And it's really like drive like the channel grows like crazy. Yeah, but like as time goes on, right? I feel like short content's like, yeah, it does drive exposures, but it doesn't like nurtures community. So I'm kind of like, you know, like put it on a back burner right now for like the short contents. So I'm like focusing on like the long form kind of content.
I feel like I'm kind of on the same boat with you, because when I first started on TikTok, one of the things that I always heard was you have to post 3 videos a day.
3?
And that's what so that's what I did. I did that for about maybe half a year. And I was like, and I mean, you know, I don't know if you've seen like some of my videos, but a lot of them are like meme content. I saw like your LeBron James, you know, like that, like 13 second video. It's like that, you know. So when you think of it like that, it's really, really easy to just make 3 videos a day and just like put them up. And then eventually, and I will say like that contributed a lot to my growth. And now like I just reduced it to 1 because I'm like 3's a lot. You know, I don't want to deal with that every day. So I've been doing one short a day for maybe like a year and a half already. And I would say like I agree, like that is where a lot of growth happens. And it's more of this idea of the algorithm itself, not necessarily like subscriber count, that I think is like the biggest thing. Because like if you get at least one person to click on your video, then all of a sudden they're going to be fed a lot of more of your videos, and they might not subscribe, but the fact that you are on the recommended is everything. And I think like that to me, like the biggest, the hardest part about moving over to YouTube and doing like 16:9 videos is that you have to come up with a title and a fucking thumbnail. And the thumbnail, oh my god, I don't. That's a hard
part, right?
It's so hard. I don't. Yeah. So I guess what I was gonna ask you is like, how like coming into like this YouTube meta of like you know having like this really catchy title and having an interesting thumbnail. Was that
Yep.
difficult for you? Because I remember I like I would just like go on YouTube and look at what everyone else is doing and look at other
Yeah,
people's
same.
thumbnails. I'm just wondering, like, how did you like? Was it difficult for you to get into that like YouTube meta?
I don't think I figured the thumbnails meta game out. Yeah, I think I'll never will. So I'm just like give up at this point. So yeah, but I just like do the thumbnail like to make it like make it kind of like as clear as possible. Because from my experience as a consumer as well, for YouTube consumer, right? I tend to click on like the thumbnail that is not too busy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's like what I observe. Yeah. From my like habits.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to go like crazy on thumbnail too much if like not
Gotcha.
necessary. Yeah.
So, and this is more of a personal question,
Mhm.
but I do gotta ask. You
Yep.
make these very, very beautifully edited videos, but
Yeah.
you upload at 1080p, and
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is that intentional? You know, why not 4K? Why not 4K?
I don't think like my system can support 4K editing. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feels like like the workflow of like editing 4K is like take too much time because you have to like do thing with like the encoding and all those kind of stuff to like make it
Sure.
smooth to edit, and it's like, dude, editing 4K footage is it's not a good experience. Yeah, and recording that would like make my PC explode.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
But I try to like, sometimes I used to upscale my video to like 2K, but Premiere Pro just after the update I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So I'm just like, yeah, 1080 just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I just I don't maybe it's just me like watching too much like MKBHD and just like caring about like visual fidelity, but I just always try to I always like all of my videos are in 4K just because of that.
Oh.
But, it's not the biggest deal in the world, I would say.
Yeah.
So I know you do streaming and
Yeah.
you do YouTube, so I'm just wondering, what do you find more fun? Do you prefer streaming? Do you prefer editing? What do you prefer to do?
It's two different things if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like like the enjoyment that you get from these two different things are kind of like it's different. Like you don't get that live interaction with your like audience like when you do video, but at the same time you don't have like you can't like plan like how live stream is gonna go, like video editing, and I kind of like enjoy the aspect of like like meticulously like plan things here and there in my video, because like I'm that kind of person,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like what's the saying, like same like two sides of the same coin, is that a saying?
Yeah.
Yep, something along that line.
I did notice that you have no like React content. Is that something that you don't necessarily like doing, or like is there any reason behind that? Because it seems like that's like the current meta right now for like streamers and going to YouTube, just like doing React content. Like what do you think of React content?
I think like React content has its place. Like sometimes you can't like game for like 3 or 4 hours. You kind of like need to like wind down a little bit, and like watching YouTube with your chat is kind of like it's quite a unique feeling, not gonna lie. Yeah, and that's my take on it, because like it's a league of its own, I would say, React content. It's like I enjoy React content as well. Yeah, so, like from time to time.
What do you consider a successful video for yourself? Like when you upload it, how many views do you expect it to get? Like, what do you consider something that's like successful versus a video that like bombed or didn't do so well?
Like if I go back to like my channel, right? I think successful video, in my opinion, is the video that's kind of like the video that I want to rewatch it back myself. Yeah. So I'm kind of like the video that I'm proud to like create. Yeah, I think that's like what is the successful video for me. But at the same time, if it does blow up, that is kind of successful as well. But it wouldn't feel as good as the thing that you made and you are proud.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me, if I like get a video that has more views than the amount of subscribers that I have, to me I consider that like a big crazy viral video. That's always been my measurement.
Yeah, I would say that's my metric as well. But yeah, but then when the video hit like at least like 10K, yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, we are hitting the numbers, yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting talking to you because I feel like we are part of this like new wave of 14 creators because there's like you have Happy, you have Zeppla, you have like all of the ODs, I guess. I'm just wondering like who is it that you think like who are some of your favorite 14 creators like that are like currently making content now? Like who do you typically look at? Who do you like who do you watch?
Damn, that's quite a lot of numbers, not gonna lie. Like I look up to Renon. Yeah.
Honestly, I think that creator right now is going to be the biggest in 14 YouTube. It's crazy, and I said that myself to him.
And also another person is AVCat.
I agree.
Yep. And for like G-Post side, like creative work side, it's Magitech Production.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's like they are probably like the channel that make me want to like go crazy and like like do experimental stuff with G-Post.
Yeah.
So, like that's like the main inspiration, like those guys. Yeah.
I know you've been making like a lot of healing videos, like that's like your like your main focus. Yeah, like I guess my question to you is like, are there any like other sorts of like 14 videos that you want to do in the future? Because like for me, when it comes to like the videos on my channel, I feel like I'm all over the place because I feel like I would get bored if I would just do like the same exact video like every like if I just couldn't do that, like I just couldn't be a lore channel, for example, because it's just like I like to do different stuff. Like most of my content is just like I said, like all over the place. I'm just wondering, like for you, like is there like a type of video or type of content that you've been wanting to do that you haven't yet done?
Like probably like T-Pose experimental stuff, like my latest video, like the Scholar trailer.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of like experiment with like G-Posts and stuff.
Yeah, I will say like I saw your lore documentary videos on Scholar and Whitemage. I thought they were like awesome. Like it.
Thank you.
Like I know I keep saying this, but like your editing style is just like it's crazy. It's really good.
Thank you, man. You make me bluster, man. Jesus Christ.
No, you're gonna be big. Like I can't wait to see where you're at in a year. It's gonna be crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll see. I would love to see you make a one of those like videos showcasing like new weapons, new glams. Like I would love to see you do that because I don't know if you watch the Fukas, but she does a lot of those stuff. So I kind of want to see you edit one of those.
Oh. Yeah, very interesting. So maybe like like healer artifact maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah, healer artifact
There you
weapon
go.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yep.
Do you ever have any plans on making non-14 videos on your channel? Like, is that something you eventually want to do, or would you like make a new channel for those?
Yeah, it's as of right now, I don't plan to like make content outside of 14, but who knows? Maybe like things happen.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I feel like 14 is my main focus right now. Yeah, but like streaming wise, maybe like like Monster Hunters from time to time.
Oh,
it's like wow, it's coming out.
Coming out, yeah.
And I'm fucking hyped,
excited.
dude. Yeah. Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah, so that's pretty much our show. I want to thank you again for coming on. This has been a lot of fun. Where can people find you?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter on x.com. I don't know my handles. Hold on. It's at Umbral RYTT.
What does that mean, by the way? What does the RYTT stand for?
R is my character's surname, and then YTT is just like YouTube. And YT is taken, so I'm just a YTT.
Damn, they took it.
Yeah. And you can also find me on YouTube as well. Yeah, Umbral. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
but yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Of course.
Really enjoyed this.
This was a lot of fun. I'm Alpaca. Thank you, Twitch chat, for being here. Thank you, TikTok chat, for being here. But this has been Chocobo Radio number 30.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.